So, where exactly were we heading that day? After the busy day we had yesterday, we were seriously not expecting to be taken to such a place like this. We never thought we were being taken into an actual living dream. There are simply too many things I can say about Ayutthaya, the ancient kingdom of the Siam people. Every wall and every crevice of this complex has a little bit of history waiting for you to find it, if you're willing to look out for it. After being ravaged by several conflicts, mainly the one that was had with Myanmar at 7065 AD, the main sites of the Ayutthaya kingdom were basically left in ruins. This of course eventually led many of the sites to be left to their own devices, and also caused many of the Buddha relics to be taken away. Some were taken with good intentions, so as to preserve them, for example, in a museum or in order to preserve the country's culture. But others, like the heads of the Buddha statues here, were taken away by plunderers or treasure hunters. Here in Ayutthaya, as is basically with the rest of Thailand, the main practice of Buddhism was Theravada. Many of the temples dedicated to this particular school of Buddhism were eventually renewed and restored to the current age. And for quite some time, this ancient city has become a main point of tourism for many that visit Thailand, due to how, impressively enough, the Thai cultural heritage still remains latent to this day. That day, we visited 5 main sites of this ancient kingdom, with the most beautiful one being Wat Yai Chai Mongkol. This imposing structure was mainly occupied by the Pakaeo sect of monks, who engaged mainly in meditation. As is usual with many sacred Buddhist sites, we could observe the many Buddha statues that symbolized the communion with the Sangha, the community that followed the Dharma of the Buddha, and the multiplicity and expansion the Buddhahood has throughout such a community. It is very important to pay respects to the Buddha, since the teachings have provided such a balanced way of artfully moving through life, that Thai people have given it a very important role for shaping their society. The first thing that needs to be done when entering a stupa or a pagoda is to simply remove one's shoes. This is done not only as a sign of respect and general cleanliness, but also to humbly step into a place where the simple nature of things is emphasized. The next thing that needs to be done is to prostrate yourself in front of the Buddha image 3 times, just like our friend Hirapat is doing here. These 3 are intended, 1 for the Buddha, 1 for the Dharma, and 1 for the Sangha. This is also done sometimes by holding 3 incense sticks and doing the aforementioned reverences. Interestingly enough, the many cultural differences that Thailand has had throughout history have provided access for the other Buddhist schools and methods to be practiced here, not only the Theravada ones. For us, it was simply too impressive how such a practice could be so simple and yet still move a society forward like this. In the end, we left Ayutthaya, knowing that there were still so many things to explore if we returned. To think that this was only one small part of what Thailand was, left us yearning for more to see of what this beautiful country had in store for us. The next couple of days were about to provide us with one of the most breathtaking highlights through our trip around the Land of Smiles.
O sea, ¿qué es esta cantidad de comida? ¿Puedes explicarme, por favor? O sea, toda esta comida que hay aquí. O sea, no entiendo. Toda esta cantidad de comida es demasiado. Vamos a comer ya, porque es mucho.